Breaking news coming in. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh makes a massive claim on the occasion of Shaurya Divas. The Defence Minister says when India will reach Gilgit Baltistan, only then it will achieve its full development goal in Jammu and Kashmir. Rajnath Singh making that big statement.
Recently, our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh said in a speech that we will have to move towards the north, emphasizing on the matter of taking back the Indianland POK and Gilgit Baltistan from Pakistan. In this video, we will find out if we can really take back our land from Pakistan. And we will also discuss the consequences like the Chinese angle two-front war and using of nuclear arsenal. First of all, why did our defense minister give such a statement? One of the biggest and major reasons why our defense minister gave that statement is simply because Pakistan is getting weaker and weaker, whereas our economy is increasing exponentially, which is leading us to various challenges from China, USA, and other world power. We are in a stage where we are constantly importing a lot of Russian oil, and in order to avoid long routes to save money, time, and fuel, we need to take the Gilgit Baltistan region from the Pakistan, which not only belongs to us but also strategically located between the three international borders of China, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, which perfectly work for us to secure our national interests if we gain control over Gilgit Baltistan region. If Gilgit Baltistan become the part of Indian state Jammu and Kashmir, then India can destroy the ties between China and Pakistan, as China and Pakistan would no longer be sharing boundaries with each other, and China investment in Pakistan in the form of Chinese-Pakistan economic corridor will only remain as a dream. It helps India to counter China's Belt and Road Initiative in Pakistan, which will result in big diplomatic victory for India. Gilgit-Baltistan region can also help India to create its influence in Central Asia with its investment and exports to the Central Asian countries, thereby tapping new industries and markets which can help India to become an export and manufacturing hub. And we will also be able to export goods and can provide aid to Afghanistan without worrying about crossing Pakistan territory. If we take the entire Jammu Kashmir from Pakistan and China, then countries from all over the world will acknowledge India as a superpower and think twice before attacking or even threatening India. And countries like Sri Lanka and Nepal will have no choice left but to respect Indian interests and its sovereignty rather than playing the China cards. Lieutenant General ADS Ojla Commander statement. After a few days of Defense Minister Rajnath Singh's statement, Lieutenant General ADS Ojla said in an interview, "Army is well prepared whenever a decision like this is taken, and such an orders are released. Our mission in north part of Jammu Kashmir won't take more than a week." This statement by General ADS Ojla shows the confidence of Indian Army over the POK region, and they clearly knows that Pakistan military won't stand a chance against the Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force. After constant threatening of India over the POK, Pakistan and China few statements on Kashmir issues by saying that the issue should be solved by the rules of UN Chartering in a peaceful manner instead of wars, which really doesn't make sense when the statement were given by the countries like China and Pakistan. This clearly shows how vulnerable and threatened China and Pakistan are feeling right now, as there are not much options left for these countries, and not even a country like China can afford a direct war with India. In midst of all these interesting developments, Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif went to China and asked Xi Jinping to provide anti-satellite radar to counter Indian satellites that tracks every movement of Pakistani soldiers, for which Chinese President Xi Jinping has agreed to it. And recently, China has also sent a bunch of ships and submarines into Indian Ocean, which shows that China is trying to flex its power and trying to warn India not to engage in any kind of war with regarding POK and Gilgit Baltistan. But in reality, China cannot afford war with India. Not that India is more stronger than China or anything like that. China is still stronger than India both economically and militarily. But if China involves in a war with India, then it would be lose the huge Indian market permanently, which is building Chinese economy from ages. Not only that, engaging in a full-scale war with a large democratic country like India means destroying your own country and its economy with your own hands. But wait for a second. You might be thinking, why would China worry about the wars with India that is previously fought and won in the first place? Yes, it's true. The China already engaged in a war with India for the few times previously and even won a war against India in 1962. But the situation back then is totally different from the situation today. The newly independent India back then was playing defensive and seeking peace with neighbors under the Congress government. But today's BJP government is entirely different from the previous governments that India had in the past. It won't be afraid to take the bold moves whenever there is a situation. Rather, it will be more aggressive and assertive at the same time when it comes to deal with a country like China. And the president of China is well aware of this fact. And if China directly involves into a war, it won't be a two-front war from the single side. Yeah, you guessed it right. India had many friends and China foes over the past few years. So it won't be surprised if USA, Japan and Australia suddenly show up in the war against the China. Chinese president, she is well aware of the downside that comes with the war against India. Therefore, China will only fight the proxy war in Kashmir against India, which is totally foolish and is not worth the decision after seeing the outrage against the BRI and CPEC in POK by the natives. Because China is already facing an economic slowdown and it won't be able to fund and equip Pakistan in that war for so long. That being said, our defense minister's decision to take the POK and Gilgit Baltistan back totally makes sense, as it never been the timing as before with political imbalance and outrage in both China and Pakistan. That too, when the world economy is constantly decreasing and the countries like Pakistan are at the verge of collapse. Even if India doesn't take or fail to take back the remaining regions of the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir by 2024, still Pakistan cannot hold the POK for so long. Because as for now, India is the fastest growing economy in the world. By 2030, it is expected to take the Japanese economy, and by 2050, it is the world's second richest country in the terms of nominal GDP, overtaking the USA. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like the video.